What's going on YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and we're continuing with our mid-season college football predictions. We got the Michigan Wolverines. This is what we did in the preseason. These are my predictions. As you can see, I had them losing 3 games, Florida, Penn State, and Wisconsin. And they actually beat Florida. That was not a good game for Florida. And they lose to Michigan State. So we got to switch those games. I've missed 2 games, but as far as the overall record goes, which is, my number one goal here, I am still perfect with their overall record. So there is that. So let's look ahead now to the second half, clear it out here. They open up, or this weekend they play Penn State. This game will be on the road for Michigan, so I think it's going to be tough for them to win it. The offense just hasn't played all that well, especially really all season, actually. And so I think Penn State's offense is going to put up some points. Even against that good Michigan defense, I still think Penn State scores 20-plus points. I don't see Michigan scoring 20 in this game. So I like Penn State to win it, just like I did in the preseason. No change there. Then we go on to the next game. Next one is against Rutgers. This should be an easy win for Michigan, although they have struggled a little bit to put teams away. You look at Purdue, Indiana, Air Force. Even that Cincinnati game was close in the third quarter. But I do think Michigan wins this one. I think they take care of business against Rutgers, and I think they get the win there over the Scarlet Knights. So then they go on to Minnesota, a team that's been a little bit tricky, a little bit tough to figure out. This team, they seem to have a very good defense, and then all of a sudden they don't look all that great on defense. It's really tough to figure them out. But I do think this is a game of 2 solid defenses. I think it'll be low scoring, but I think Michigan does win this game, especially at home. But I think that one will be close. I do. I think it'll be like 27-17, something like that. I don't know. Or maybe not that much scoring. That's probably too much. More like 20-10. How about that? All right, next game is at Maryland. This is another game that could be a little bit tricky. We see Maryland play well at times this year, other times not so well. Really, Minnesota and Maryland are 2 teams that you just don't know what you're going to get. So on the road, I think that's another one that could stay fairly close, but I do like Michigan to win it in the end, pretty easily, a couple of touchdowns. So I think they get the win there. And then we have Wisconsin coming up next. It's at Wisconsin. Originally preseason, I had Wisconsin winning this game. But you look at Wisconsin, and they get off to these slow starts. They just have not played anybody. I mean, they haven't been challenged at all, and they really won't. They won't be challenged all year. This is really the only tough game for them. Well, they do have Iowa. That'll be a fairly tough game. So I like Michigan to win this game. I think they go on the road and pull off a big one, their best win of the season, and they get it done. I think their defense plays well enough. They stop Jonathan Taylor in that run game, and I like Michigan. And I think Michigan just gets the job done. They get the win here against Wisconsin. And that leaves the big one at the end, Ohio State, Michigan. Preseason, I had Michigan pulling off this win. I said that young team would be better by this point in the season. They're playing at home, all that stuff. But I just don't think the offense is going to be good enough. JT Barrett's really got the Ohio State offense playing well right now. So I don't think they're going to be able to keep up. I think Ohio State wins this one. Something like 31-16. I don't think it'll really be that close. I don't know, but I could go back to my preseason predictions. I could see it going either way. I think it could be a close win for Michigan. I could see Ohio State winning by a couple of touchdowns. Really, anything could happen in this rivalry. It'll probably be close, though, if you think about it. It usually is. It'll probably be low scoring and close. So overall, preseason I had them at 9-3, 7-2 in the conference. And we're going to have to cross out the 7-2, but we keep the 9-3 and just change that loss from Florida to Ohio State. And then switch Wisconsin and Michigan State. So we're moving some teams around, but again, the overall record is still the same. And as I said preseason, my goal is not to get every single game exactly right. That's impossible. Nobody can do it. Maybe 1 or 2 teams you might get them right, but you're not going to get more than a handful of teams every game exactly right. It's just not going to happen. Nobody's going to do it. I'll go back and show you everybody's predictions. It just doesn't happen. So again, the goal is really just to get the overall record correct. That's what you're looking to do. So 9-3 is what I had preseason. I still think they can get to 9-3. They could lose that Wisconsin game and that Ohio State game, fall to 8-4. But I like them to at least get to 8 wins. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, I still think is 9-3. So that's it for Michigan. Leave a comment down below with what you think their record will be at the end of the season. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel. Wisconsin is coming up next.